The Ever-Beating Heart, an introduction to the City of Dreams. New York City is more than just a place on a map. It is an idea. It is a powerful promise. People come here from all corners of the globe. They arrive seeking something new, something better. They carry their dreams in their hearts and suitcases. The city itself pulses with this incredible energy. You can feel the constant hum of ambition and hope. It truly stands as a global crossroads, a meeting point for the world. This city never truly sleeps. It only dreams bigger. This city is a vast and intricate mosaic. It is composed of countless small, unique pieces. Each individual piece represents a different culture, a different cherished tradition. These diverse pieces fit together, sometimes uneasily, sometimes perfectly. They combine to create a breathtaking picture of incredible human diversity. You can hear a dozen distinct languages spoken on a single city street. You can witness the entire world reflected in the faces on one subway car. It serves as a living, breathing testament to human connection and shared existence. History is not confined to museums and books here. It lives in the ancient cobblestone streets beneath your feet. It resides in the weathered facades of old brick buildings. Its whispers can be heard in the names of sprawling parks and busy avenues. Every single corner, every alleyway, has a story to tell. These are stories of immense struggle and stories of hard-won triumph. They are the stories of ordinary people achieving extraordinary things. In New York, the past is always palpably present, walking alongside the present. From its very earliest days, New York was a port city. It served as a crucial gateway to a new continent. It welcomed an endless stream of ships and the hopeful people they carried. This inherent openness fundamentally shaped its unique character. It forged a city defined by constant, relentless change. It became a city that has the remarkable ability to reinvent itself again and again. Yet, despite the flux, some essential things remain. The enduring spirit of welcome, the unyielding drive to build, the intoxicating scent of endless possibility on the air. Faces in the crowd. The people of New York. Look closely at the faces you see on the subway. Each one tells a profound and personal story. It is a story of a long journey undertaken. It is a story of a life being actively lived day by day. Some faces are clearly etched with the relentless pace of the city. Others still hold a newcomer's wide-eyed wonder and slight trepidation. These people come from every conceivable place on earth. They are Irish, they are Italian, Chinese, Dominican, Russian, and more. The list of origins seems to stretch on forever, but now they are all New Yorkers. Their customs and traditions travel with them across oceans and borders. These cultural treasures bloom anew in compact, vibrant neighborhoods. Little Italy, for instance, still carries the rich aroma of garlic and oregano. Chinatown bursts into a riot of color and sound during the Lunar New Year. Jackson Heights in Queens pulses with the intoxicating rhythms and spices of South Asia. These precious traditions are not lost or diluted here. Instead, they are carefully woven into the city's intricate fabric. They make this sprawling city richer, more complex, and infinitely more vibrant. People in this city learn, often by necessity, to live alongside one another. It is not always a simple or easy process, but it is absolutely essential for survival and progress. They share crowded sidewalks, often brushing shoulders without a word. They share packed train cars during the morning and evening rush. Over time, they develop a certain kind of unspoken patience. They cultivate a particular kind of hard-won understanding. This is the daily unspoken lesson that New York teaches its inhabitants. Respect for the other person. The quiet acceptance of difference. Take the time to listen to their individual stories. The friendly bodega owner who seems to know everyone's name and coffee order. The dedicated artist struggling to create in a tiny, overpriced studio apartment. The seasoned taxi driver who truly believes he has seen and heard it all. Their collective voices rise together to make up the city's unique and powerful chorus. Their narratives are tales of incredible resilience against daunting odds. They are tales of strong community bonds forged in shared experience. They are tales of finding a cherished place in this vast, often overwhelming city. These are the true New Yorkers. Echoes of the past, shaping the 5 boroughs. The city as we know it did not simply spring up overnight. It was painstakingly built, layer upon layer, brick by brick. It was shaped event by significant event, decade after decade. The arrival of Henry Hudson in the year 1609 marked a crucial beginning. He was sailing for the Dutch East India Company. He saw the magnificent natural harbor, a perfect shelter for ships. He immediately recognized the immense potential of this land. This land, of course, was already home to the Lenape people. Their lives and their world would change forever. This was the opening chapter. Then, in 1664, the English arrived and took control. New Amsterdam was renamed New York, in honor of the Duke of York. The city continued to grow under English rule. It rapidly became an important center of trade and commerce, a place where fortunes could be made and lost. The American Revolution later swept violently through its streets and surrounding areas. Significant battles were fought on this very soil. Loyalties among the populace were deeply and painfully divided. General George Washington famously said farewell to his victorious troops at Fraunces Tavern. History was undeniably made on these grounds. The 19th century ushered in a period of immense transformative change. The opening of the Erie Canal in 1825 was a pivotal moment. It firmly established New York as the nation's premier port and economic engine. Immigrants began to pour in, first through Castle Garden and then through Ellis Island. The city's population swelled at an unprecedented rate. Neighborhoods became dangerously overcrowded with new arrivals. Tenement buildings rose, casting long shadows over narrow streets. The gap between the city's rich and its poor widened dramatically. This was an era of great, exciting growth, but also of great, profound hardship. The consolidation of the 5 boroughs in the year 1898 was a truly monumental event. Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island officially joined Manhattan. Together, they formed what became known as Greater New York. This single legislative act created the sprawling, multifaceted city we recognize today. It became a vast metropolis, a city of distinct and varied neighborhoods. Each borough retained its own unique character and identity. Each contributed its own flavor to the magnificent, complex whole. This consolidation fundamentally shaped the destiny of modern New York. The Dutch footprint, New Amsterdam's enduring legacy. Before there was New York, there was the settlement of New Amsterdam. The Dutch West India Company officially established it in the early 17th century. Its primary purpose was to be a lucrative trading post. Fur, particularly beaver pelts, was the main business driving its economy. The Dutch were known as skilled merchants and pragmatic people. They meticulously laid out streets, some of which still exist. They constructed a protective fort at the southern tip of Manhattan Island. They created a small yet bustling European-style settlement. This was the very genesis of the great city to come. The Dutch, for their time, generally valued a degree of religious tolerance. This pragmatic approach was ultimately very good for business and trade. People of different faiths and diverse backgrounds found a relative refuge here. This early acceptance of diversity set an important precedent for the future. It planted a vital seed that would eventually grow into the city's celebrated multicultural identity. Even in those early days, the world was already coming to this small island. This spirit of acceptance, though certainly imperfect by modern standards, proved to be crucial for its development. Many names on the modern New York City map still echo those early Dutch days. Harlem, the famous neighborhood, comes from Haarlem, a city in the Netherlands. Brooklyn, a borough with its own strong identity, derives from Breukelen. Wall Street, the global financial center, is named for a defensive wall that once stood there. The Bowery, a historic thoroughfare, comes from boerie, the Dutch word for farm. These familiar names serve as constant, subtle reminders. They connect the bustling modern city to its very first European settlers. The past is quite literally written upon the land itself. Peter Stuyvesant was the last Dutch Director General of New Amsterdam. He was known as a stern and often uncompromising figure. He attempted to impose strict order and control over the growing settlement. However, the relentless forces of change were ultimately too strong to resist. In the year 1664, an English fleet sailed into the harbor. New Amsterdam surrendered to the English without a single shot being fired. It was promptly renamed New York. But the indelible Dutch influence remained. It can still be seen in its street patterns. It is present in its enduring commercial spirit. It is felt in its early, foundational embrace of diversity. Section 5, Waves of Arrival, the immigrant story, etched in stone. Ellis Island, sitting in New York Harbor, stands as a powerful and enduring symbol. For millions of hopeful individuals, it was the primary gateway to America. Between the years 1892 and 1954, approximately 12 million immigrants passed through its crowded halls. They came from Ireland, desperately escaping the devastating famine. They came from Italy, earnestly seeking work and a new life. They came from Eastern Europe, fleeing persecution and seeking freedom. Most arrived carrying very few material possessions, but they all carried an abundance of hopes and dreams for the future. Their arrival profoundly and permanently transformed the city of New York. These new immigrants helped build its extensive subway system. They toiled long hours in its burgeoning factories and sweatshops. They started countless small businesses, from pushcarts to tailor shops. They filled the cramped tenements of neighborhoods like the Lower East Side. Life for them was incredibly hard, often unforgiving. Conditions were frequently grim and unsanitary, but they persevered through sheer will and determination. They formed tight-knit communities for mutual support. They helped each other navigate a strange new land. They began to build new lives. Each successive wave of immigrants added new, vibrant layers to the city's culture. The Irish, for example, settled in neighborhoods such as Hell's Kitchen and Yorkville. The Italians created bustling Little Italies in Manhattan and other boroughs. Jewish immigrants arriving from Eastern Europe made the Lower East Side a vibrant hub of cultural and intellectual life. Later, in the 20th century, came Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Chinese, Koreans, and so many others. The city truly became a magnificent patchwork quilt of nations, a microcosm of the entire world. This diversity became its defining strength. This continuous process of arrival and settlement continues even today. New faces appear on the streets daily. New languages are heard in shops and on buses. New customs slowly take root and blend with existing traditions. The immigrant story is not just a chapter in New York's history books. It is a living, breathing, ongoing reality. It is the city's constant source of renewal and revitalization. It is the wellspring of its remarkable dynamism and creativity. The enduring promise of a new beginning, a fresh start, still draws people from all over the world to these shores. The city is always being remade. Section 6. Rules of the Roost, Navigating New York City's Laws. New York City operates under its own distinct and often complex set of rules. Many of these regulations are specifically designed to manage life in a densely populated urban space. Consider, for example, the intricate zoning laws. These laws dictate precisely what types of buildings can be constructed and where. They attempt to strike a delicate balance between residential, commercial, and industrial needs. This careful planning is absolutely crucial in a city where every square foot of space is precious. These laws directly shape the city's iconic skyline. They also help to define the character of individual neighborhoods. Rent control and rent stabilization are perhaps some of New York's most famous or infamous local laws. Their stated aim is to protect tenants from rapidly soaring rents. They try to help keep housing somewhat affordable for ordinary working New Yorkers. These laws have a long and often contentious history in the city. They continue to spark endless debate among landlords, tenants, and policymakers. Their impact is felt by millions of residents. Finding a decent, affordable place to live remains a constant New York drama, a defining struggle for many. Public health codes in the city are notably strict and rigorously enforced. The restaurant grading system is a prime example of this. Those letter grades prominently displayed in restaurant windows, A, B, or C, inform the public about hygiene standards. This transparent system aims to keep diners safe and healthy. It serves as a very visible sign of the city's ongoing efforts to regulate businesses for the public good. Maintaining cleanliness and safety in food establishments is considered a very serious matter here. Health inspectors are a common sight. Even seemingly small or minor laws can reflect the city's unique character. Alternate side parking rules, for instance, are a classic New York institution. They require car owners to move their vehicles on certain days for street cleaning. This is a daily, often frustrating ritual of urban life for many. It can lead to a frantic search for parking spots, but it ultimately helps to keep the city's many streets cleaner. These are the everyday regulations, big and small, that shape the distinctive rhythm of the city. They are an inescapable part of the New York experience for residents. Section 7. A symphony of flavors. The city's culinary canvas. New York City is undeniably a food lover's paradise, a true global kitchen. You can effectively eat your way around the entire world without ever leaving the 5 boroughs. Every immigrant group that has arrived here has brought its cherished recipes. They have carried their unique spices and their time-honored culinary traditions. This incredible influx has created an unmatched diversity of flavors and dishes. From humble street food vendors to Michelin-starred fine dining establishments, the options are truly endless. The city itself functions as a vast, ever-changing global menu, catering to every taste. Think for a moment about the iconic New York slice of pizza. It typically features a thin crust, is wide and generously sized, and perfectly foldable. It serves as a quick, cheap, and utterly delicious meal for people on the go. This beloved food came to the city with Italian immigrants. It rapidly became a quintessential city staple, recognized worldwide. Or consider the classic New York bagel. It is characteristically dense, wonderfully chewy, and often smeared with cream cheese and topped with lox. This is a lasting legacy of Jewish bakers. These are not just foods, they are integral parts of the city's identity. Beyond these well-known icons, there exists an entire universe of taste to explore. You can find steaming, aromatic bowls of pho in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. You can savor spicy, smoky jerk chicken from a street cart in the Bronx. You can indulge in delicate, perfectly crafted dim sum in the heart of Chinatown. You can enjoy a hearty, piled-high pastrami on rye from a classic Jewish deli. Each distinct dish tells a compelling story of migration and cultural exchange. It is a story of adaptation to a new environment. It is a story of generously sharing culture through the universal language of food. The city's vibrant food scene is also in a state of constant evolution. Innovative chefs are always experimenting with new ingredients and techniques. New culinary trends emerge and spread rapidly through social media and word of mouth. Food trucks now offer gourmet quality meals on wheels, catering to busy lunch crowds. Farmers markets bring fresh, locally sourced produce to urban dwellers in many neighborhoods. There is a perpetual quest for the new, the exciting, the next big thing. Yet amidst this innovation, the old, cherished traditions remain incredibly strong. This dynamic blend of innovation and heritage makes eating in New York a true adventure. Section 8. From pushcarts to pizzerias, a taste of history. The rich story of New York food is fundamentally a story of its diverse people. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, countless pushcarts filled the crowded streets of the Lower East Side. Immigrant vendors sold familiar and comforting foods from their distant homelands. There were pickles fished directly from brine-filled barrels. There were warm, savory niches and soft, salty, hot pretzels. These resourceful street vendors provided affordable and accessible meals for fellow immigrants. They represented an early, vibrant form of the city's incredibly diverse food scene. They were, in essence, pioneering entrepreneurs. Delicatessens, or deli as they are affectionately known, became iconic Jewish-American institutions. They served legendary dishes like pastrami on rye, corned beef sandwiches, and matzo ball soup. Legendary establishments, such as Katz's Delicatessen or the Second Avenue Deli, are more than just restaurants. They are revered cultural landmarks, repositories of memory and tradition. They lovingly preserve a distinct taste of Eastern European Jewish heritage for new generations. Stepping into one is like stepping back in time. They are truly living history, still thriving today. Italian immigrants brought with them their deep love of pasta, ripe tomatoes, and rich olive oil. They opened countless pizzerias, bakeries, and family-run trattorias across the city. They successfully established a culinary tradition that eventually became deeply ingrained in American culture. The classic red sauce joints of Little Italy in Manhattan are famous worldwide, but authentic and delicious Italian food, in many regional variations, can be found everywhere in the city. It has adapted and evolved with each passing generation of Italian Americans. It remains a universally beloved and comforting cuisine. Every neighborhood in New York City has its own unique and compelling food story. Arthur Avenue in the Bronx is often referred to as the real Little Italy, offering authentic experiences. Jackson Heights in Queens provides an incredible taste of India, Nepal, Tibet, and Colombia, among others. Brighton Beach, sometimes called Little Odessa, is renowned for its Russian and Eastern European culinary fare. Exploring these diverse neighborhoods is akin to embarking on a thrilling culinary journey around the globe. The food in each area directly reflects the history and the people of that particular place. It is a delicious and ongoing education. Section 9. The Unending Story: Why New York Endures. New York City is, at its very core, a place of constant, unceasing motion. It is always visibly changing, with new construction and demolition side by side. It is always rebuilding, rising from ashes or adapting to new realities. It is always reinventing itself, shedding old skins and adopting new identities. Yet, despite this perpetual flux, its fundamental core spirit remains remarkably intact. It is a spirit of profound resilience in the face of adversity. It is a spirit of boundless ambition, reaching for the sky. It is a spirit of hard-won acceptance of others. This is what continues to draw people here. This is what often keeps them here. The city possesses a powerful, undeniable gravity. Its long and storied history is largely a story of daunting challenges successfully met. It has endured devastating fires and crippling financial crises. It has weathered periods of intense social upheaval and has always found a path to recovery. The city has certainly bent under immense pressure many times, but it has never truly broken. Its people, a tough and resourceful breed, have always found a way to carry on. They have found the strength to rebuild their lives in their city. They have consistently managed to look towards the future with hope. This inherent strength is deeply woven into the very fabric of New York. It is a tough city. It makes tough people. The incredible diversity of its people is arguably its greatest and most valuable asset. They bring fresh ideas and innovative perspectives. They inject new energy and vitality into its streets. They offer new ways of seeing and understanding the world. This constant influx of different cultures is what keeps the city so vibrant and dynamic. It prevents it from ever becoming stale or predictable. It ensures that New York consistently remains a global center for arts, finance, and culture. It is a place where the future is always actively being forged. This human capital is its true, inexhaustible wealth. To live in New York is to become part of something much larger than yourself. To visit this city is to feel its unique, infectious pulse, its unmistakable energy. It is, without a doubt, a demanding city. It can often be overwhelming, even for those who have lived here for years. But it is also endlessly fascinating, a place of infinite discovery. It is a city made of millions of individual stories. And its grand, overarching story is always being written, every single day. It is written by every person who proudly calls it home. It is written by every visitor who walks its storied streets. New York endures. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content.